Perhaps you're like me and you purchased a 10-inch saw like either one of these here with the idea that you wanted to cut slabs off of rocks just like this, only to very quickly find out, well, it is incredibly difficult to cut a perfectly flat slab by hand. And that's why I came up with this. This right here is the Universal Slab Assistant 10, or the USA 10. Using this on a 10-inch saw will allow you to cut a perfectly flat slab, split slabs, and well, it's a dream to use. Let me show you how it works. I have two saws here, both of which are 10-inch saws, and they are a good representation of what a lot of you have and what is on the market today. We have the 10-inch high-tech here with a stainless steel top that I also make. And we have a Lortone TS10, which is a discontinued model. Lortone no longer exists. However, Highland Park makes a saw that is very, very similar to this. These kind of make up the majority of the styles of saws that you'll find. Case in point, this one with a metal removable top, and this one with its removable top. On the product page, there are dedicated installation videos for the two types of saws in question here. The high-tech, however, is very, very easy to install. You're going to remove your plastic top. You're going to take your two supplied bolts, drop them in right here. We will take our back bracket. The hardware comes out of the bottom, so smooth side up. We're going to get this started here on these. Just get a couple of turns in on the hardware, and that's all you have to do. You are set up to install the USA 10. Adjustments are easy and done with a Phillips screwdriver. You can adjust it anywhere from 0 to 3/4 of an inch thick. Now, I like to use a couple of popsicle sticks glued together as a spacer. However, you can also just use your favorite slab as a thickness guide, but simply placing this in between the USA 10 and your blade allows you to line this up, and you will tighten down your screws, get them a little snug, hand tighten them. They don't have to be crazy. Remove your spacer, and you are set up to cut a perfect slab the size, well, the thickness of this. You then look down it. It should look perfectly dead straight, just like this. For a saw like this with a removable metal top, your installation will be slightly more complex, and you do need some tools. Once again, there will be a dedicated installation video for this style of saw on the product page, but you will need a drill. You will need a 5/16 drill bit, or my preference, which is a step bit, and a spring-loaded center punch. These are obtainable from Harbor Freight Tools, Amazon, Ace, anywhere that you're buying hardware. You can buy these for around $5 each, give or take. You'll be using your included drilling template, and we'll get this taped up here on the saw, and I'll show you what that looks like. With a saw blade on the saw, you'll be lining up your template, press it next to your blade, put a couple of pieces of tape on here to hold it in place. Using your spring-loaded center punch on the bullseye, you'll center punch, remove the top, and drill your two 5/16 holes. Doing so leaves you with a couple of holes just like this, which duplicates that hole pattern that you saw on the high-tech, and you can put your back bracket on, this being the top and this being the bottom. Place your USA 10 on there just like that, and you're ready to start slabbing. You drilled 5/16 holes. The bolts that are supplied are 1/4 inch, which means there is some slop in the system. This is normal and totally fine and intentional. The reason for this is it can be very difficult to drill precise holes. The slots are 5/16, so this allows play in here for adjustment, but at any point in time, you can tighten them down, lock the USA 10 in place, and you're good. Just like the big slab saw I have over there, blade deflection is a critical thing to be mindful of when getting ready to slab. This here's my 20-inch Spartan auto feed slab saw. I got a rock in the vise here, and before you start cutting, you always want to bring your rock up and just slightly touch the blade while looking down the blade, and you're looking for deflection. We don't want to start this machine running and have it bend the blade. You will both not get a straight cut, and worst case scenario, you will destroy your blade. With a 10-inch trim saw with the USA 10, it is no different. With the USA 10 not installed, just the bracket, you're free to use it like you normally would. I already cut one smooth side here so that my rock will glide across the top here. We're going to take one more cut, and then we're going to start slabbing. I'm going to start my cut here, and we have a nice flat face so that there won't be any blade deflection. And when we start slabbing, we'll get nice, perfect, straight, flat slabs. So now we have a nice 90-degree angle with a machinist square. Look at that. That's impressive in its own right. We're going to start our slabbing. Well, let's cut like this. Now we have a flat side to slide on, and we have a guide to press up against. The important thing here is going to be side pressure, pressure going against this, so that as we start our cut, we will get a nice, perfect slab. And I'm able to pull the slab out. My hand is able to easily glide across this, and now we have a perfect slab. Let's check it out though. Good luck repeating those results by hand. The very first order of this, I'll throw this little slab in your box. When you place your order, you're going to get a box just like this. In it, you will have your back bracket, a reminder to go look at the installation video before using it, a sticker, your drilling template for those of you who will be drilling it, and your USA 10. The hardware is already installed in the back bracket, by the way. Here are just a couple of examples of rocks that I slabbed using the USA 10. Here we have a piece of obsidian, and I cut this paper thin piece of obsidian using the USA 10. This would be excellent for doing intarsia work. Speaking of intarsia work, I wanted a much thinner slab here, so I cut a much thinner slab by splitting a piece off. This is a book match piece, right? So there's two rocks ground, glued together, and I was cutting some very thin slabs for some intarsia. This is very consistent. If you're looking to cut that perfect slab, split a slab, or get into stone intarsia work, well, the USA 10 might be the right tool for your 10-inch saw. Current price is $75 with free shipping in the United States. Sorry, no international shipping at this time, but that might change in the future. You never know. If you have any questions, please, by all means, drop them below this video. Check out the FAQ on the product listing. I will add those questions there for future reference. Thank you so much.